fact, let me ask you, show of hands, how many people here have ever been asked the question, what is Rotary? And how many people with a show of hands have ever said, well, we're a service organization? Take a second, just look at everybody around this room for just a second. What do you see?
Leaders.
Leaders. I think that Rotary is a leadership organization. Think about it. You are all leaders in your community. You are leaders in Rotary. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. Your community and your club are better off for each and every one of you. You all bring special things to the efforts, to giving service back in our communities, giving service back into the world. We have Rotary Leadership Institute. I know some of you have taken advantage of classes at Rotary Leadership Institute. We have Rotary Youth Leadership Academy. It happens just down the road in Tallulah Falls. It was just recently done. Those kids are phenomenal. Rotary, I believe, is a leadership organization, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't leaders. And I want to thank you for your leadership. A couple things going forward this year that we're going to focus on. In addition to leadership, is foundation and membership, some other things, and I'll talk about those. I do want to say one thing about a leader that we have in Rotary this year. This is the first year in 117 years of Rotary we have a woman president. Yes, I see that. Jennifer Jones, and let me tell you a little bit about Jennifer. She's there not because she's a woman. She's there because she deserves each and every bit of it. I first met her in 2014. She came to our district for training over in Cumming, Georgia. And I was amazed at her communication skills. Saw her again, I think about 2016, 2017 at PETS. She came and was a keynote speaker. For the last 2 years, I've been going through some district governor training with zones 33 and 34. There's 31, there's 30 classmates, there's 31 of us. And she's been in and out of some of those trainings. Saw her down in Houston at the International Convention here just recently. And she is just a tremendous communicator. Loves to have fun. Let me tell you a little bit about Jennifer. She has her own marketing communications firm. She has had for over 25 years. She's from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, just across the river from Detroit. And she was a news anchor. She started off as a reporter, became a news anchor. In fact, she was at the news anchor desk the morning that 9/11 happened. She was also president of her club that year. She got phone calls that morning. Are we going to meet? Are we going to meet? Are we going to meet? She said, of course. She had her members of her club stand up and they sang the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, even though they were in Canada. She tells stories. There was a young woman that she was a reporter over in Germany that she befriended at the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, and they realized they had both covered the story. Last summer, as we were trying to exit Afghanistan, there were a lot of people left behind. She actually was responsible for getting somebody out that was behind lines, a woman who knows what would have happened to her. She's a tremendous leader. She's put in all the time. She's been a board of directors member of Rotary International. She's been a club president, district governor, leader in her zone, and she's been the chair of the executive committee for Rotary International. And when I heard a couple years ago that she was up for being president, I was really rooting for her, and I'm glad that she got it, and we were so lucky to have her. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Jennifer. She's a pretty special lady. I just saw her on Facebook last week. She was the Grand Marshal for the Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Canada. She and her husband. And he's Nick Krayasich is his name. And he is a physician. He took 2 years off just to be with her and travel. So we're in good hands, I tell you. One of the focuses this year that I really want to have us look at is, and I mentioned this to your board of directors, and by the way, you've got a great board of directors and they're doing great work, is the foundation. Rotary's foundation. I just think it's so important. Rotary's foundation every dollar that we give back to the Rotary Family Fund, that the 50 cents on that dollar comes back to our district 3 years from now. For example, this year, we're gonna have about $128,000 coming back. We're gonna have more than that, but out of those funds, $128,000 to give back to local clubs for district grants. Your club has applied for a grant. There were 52 clubs. The problem is we've got $190,000 up here. We only have 128,000. 190,000 requests from those 52 clubs. So like last year, when we had a similar situation, we're going to have to scale back a little bit on some of the requests. And I know that you folks have done a tremendous job, and your grant is going towards the dental clinic. That program is getting noticed all over the district, let me tell you. I can tell you that. And you've done great work with that, and the results are phenomenal. You're going to be getting your grant, but it might be scaled back slightly, as most all of them will be. But we should know what the totals are here probably within about 30 days or so. But that's important. The Rotary Foundation is so important in doing good. There are 3 funds. There's the annual fund, there's the Polio Plus Fund, and there's the Endowment Fund. The endowment, just a minute. Let me mention Polio Plus. I got word late last week that we have right now 13 cases in the world. 11 are in Pakistan, 1's in Afghanistan, and 1 is in, I believe, Malawi. And I think that individual came from Pakistan. They're all coming from Pakistan right now. But when you think about the fact that when we started in 1985 with Polio Plus, there were 350,000 cases worldwide, and we're only at 13, even though we had 2 less than that last year. We are still this close, and hopefully we can get over that hurdle soon. And we're working hard to do that. Let me talk about the endowment for just a moment. Every year, the district governor is responsible for putting together goals and objectives for clubs to try to achieve for awards. Bronze, silver, and gold awards. We award those awards at our district conference. I'll get to that each year. And it's based on points in a number of different categories. Foundation, membership, public image, administration, And so one of the things that we put into our points this year, and I'm going to talk about 2 of those, is you can get an extra 2 points for your club towards a bronze, silver, or gold award if you become a 100% Promise Club. Now, I think you may know what a 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club is. That's a club that when each one of your members has given at least $1,000 between cash and or points and become a Paul Harris Fellow, just like Sandy did today. If you have 100% of your members at that level or higher, you're 100% Paul Harris Club forever. Well, 100% Promise Club's a little bit different. What that is each one of the members of the club make a contribution to or a commitment, I should say, to the endowment of the Rotary Foundation of $1,000 more. Doesn't necessarily mean cash. For example, I've taken a life insurance policy, myself and my wife, and we've written the Rotary Foundation as a beneficiary. We didn't spend any money right now. You can do it through a codicil with a will. You can do $1,000 cash. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. And so I'm asking clubs to try to work towards 100% Promise Club. That's something that you've never been asked before. And why am I doing that? The Rotary Foundation has been in a situation here in the last few years where they're giving out more money than they had planned. And so they're really trying to build up the endowment fund. And they've got, the goal is $2 billion here by 2025. So I'm hoping that we can move in that direction and through the endowment. So do I expect all the clubs to be 100% Promise Club this year? No. But I hope that we get more people. You have a number of people in this club that have made a bequest society. Well, I should say you have a couple people in bequest society. You have several that have been benefactors. That is $1,000 more. So you've got several people there already. So I hope you will consider doing something in your estate planning towards becoming 100% Promise Club. Another thing that we put goals and objectives this year is we are working a lot and even and more each year with youth, interacting. I know you just started a new, or are starting a new Interact Club. And so we do more with Riley, more when we have family members, young family members, kids, grandchildren come and provide service, do the service work that we do for the club. And we could be fairly light. And for example, before the start of this year, and Chad knows about this, Chad Biggin from the insurance standpoint, we had about 40 individuals in our district out of about 3,100 members who have gone to Rotary.org and they've clicked on the Learning Center and they have taken about a 10, 15-minute little course and taken a test. It takes again about 10, 15 minutes on the Youth Protection Act. And so what we're asking is you can get another point. If you'll have 10% of the members of your club go to Rotary.org, take that Youth Protection Act little course for about 10, 15 minutes, print out a certificate that you've completed, and mail it to our district office. So if you have a club of 60 members, that means if you can get 6 people to do that, that'd be great. Chad, I'll tell you, I got an email last week from the Lanier Forsyth Club. They had 11 take it last week.
Wow.
So we've got 11 students out of one club. So I just hope that we get more and more people to take that course. It's important for us. We've never had problems before. I hope we never do. But please, I hope we put some effort towards that. Another thing, you do so many tremendously good things here in this community and in this county and even in the world. I hope you'll tell your stories through public image, not just the newspaper, not just maybe getting something on the radio, but social media and so forth. We have a team, public image, that are very, very strong. In fact, Kathy O'Hara, who's here today as a guest, is a member of that public image team in our district. And thank you, Kathy, for your leadership. We appreciate it. And our first newsletter just went out. I hope some of you read it. And if you haven't, go back to your emails and look at it, or go to the district website and pull it up from there. And we are sharing some stories, what the clubs are doing around the district. And from a fundraising standpoint, you do some great things. I told the story 2 days ago at the Toccoa Club about your casino night. My wife and I were fortunate to be here your last casino night. And we had a blast. And we were just excited as heck to see how successful you folks were with that. I know you had a lot of fun doing it. And I shared that with Toccoa. I don't know if they're going to do a casino night or not, but the point was this. One of the things I did this last year on our website, district website, is you go to tab up at the top, you can click on documents, you can click down, and there is a form, and it's for fundraising. We'd like for you to share what you're doing in fundraising that's successful, and share why you did it. What was the success you had? What were the challenges you had? And share those ideas so other clubs can take a look at what you're doing. The same thing, I hope you go to that website and look at some of the documents that other clubs have put in there. And they're just starting to, so don't jump right now and go there, because there probably would be maybe one. But anyway, we wanted to get clubs start sharing best practices, because I think if we could raise more money, we can do more for our communities and give back even more. So that's important, that's important. I am so blessed this year, in 2 3/4 years getting ready for this role. I've had to recruit a lot of folks. And I tell you what, there's probably about, when you look at the assistant governors, the district committee roles, the board of directors, and on, I've had probably close to 80 positions to fill. And I think I've had 2 people tell me no. And they were for good reasons. And I just want to let you know that we have got, well, I think one, if not the best, one of the best group of teams are at your exposure for leadership in this district that we ever had. And you've got a couple of them right here in this room today. Ed is assistant governor. Tim Rainey is your district service chair. I don't know what I'd do without him. I think he and I are going to be talking right after this meeting about a new disaster relief grant that we might be able to apply for through Rotary's Foundation. And I'm just so pleased. I've just been so lucky. and I'm excited. Please reach out to these folks. No matter what area you're working in your club, there are people lined up within the district. There is a district directory that is just about to go on the website. I don't know that it's on there right now, but it should be any day. And I know I just gave one to Tim and to Life. So if you're looking for some help, or you're looking for some speakers to come for your meetings, we have a whole speakers bureau that's listed on our district website. And these district committee chairs are there for you. Just to mention one right now, our membership co-chairs, Scott and Pepper. They go out and talk to clubs all the time. And if you're looking, I know you did great things under Jeff's leadership last year with new members. But if you're looking for new members this year, you might want to have them come in and talk about new members. We've got a new membership competition going on, and that came out of discussions with a number of people. Mike Berg, your immediate past district governor, is facilitating that for Zone 34, and they're coming out with some good stuff. So there's a lot going on, but you've got great people in places. Lastly, let me talk about this over here. We have district conference coming up April 27th to 30th. I think the saying goes, what goes on in the district conference stays at the district conference, is that right? Okay, we have a blast anyway. We're going to have a blast. We have a theme, get on board the Rotary Express. If you don't know me, I grew up trains. My father retired from the railroad after 42 years. I worked 4 summers going through college repairing tracks up in Minnesota and North Dakota. It was in a lot better shape back then. It was good work, it was good pay. But we've had model trains for a long time, and it's still do. And so that's why we came up with the theme, get on board the Rotary Express. One of the things that we're going to do at the district conference this year up in Chattanooga is we're going to have a dinner train excursion. And it'll be on the Tennessee Valley Railroad. It'll be Friday night. And I don't know if anybody's ever had dinner on a train, but it's a lot of fun. And the only problem is, while we think we'll have about 400 people in the district conference, we can only get about 208 on the dinner train. So we will have the registration up, we think, right after Labor Day, in the first part of September. So look for it, and if you want to get on the train, you probably want to register pretty early. It'll be at the Westin Hotel. It's a newer hotel right downtown Chattanooga. It's a beautiful hotel. It opened in 2017, and it used to be the state headquarters for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Some investors bought it, turned it into the Westin, and we're lucky to have it for us. So we're excited. It's got some neat features inside as well as outside. There's a lot to do in Chattanooga. This is where we're going to celebrate the club's successes. This is where we're going to celebrate individual awards, individual successes in a lot of different areas. So I hope that you'll be watching for the registration pop up, and I hope that we can get as many people there as possible. But that's something that we're looking forward to. In life, lastly, I'd like for you to come up. I have something for you, please. Since you were on the team, and when I mention team, we've got a lot of great leaders at the district level, but we've got some fantastic presidents in the clubs. This is one of them right here. So, since you're on the team, I want to give you a team. Get on board the Rotary Express pin. That's your very own. Very good. Congratulations.
Governor, we also have something for you. We have a custom in this club, a custom that every time we have a speaker, we dedicate a book and give it to one of our 3 local schools. This book is going to Raven County High School. This is Countdown 1945. Okay, it's a big deal having you here. There's a plate inside. We do this in partnership with UGA, the literacy program. And as your name is Gerry, Governor, thank you for your presentation and your service.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful year. The number one role or job of the district governor is to help make the clubs better. Whatever we can do, we want to do that. So congratulations on what you've accomplished. I know as Jennifer Jones says, the Imagine theme They come from John Lennon's song. Oh, I have one more thing too. Glad I mentioned that. It's right over here. I think. Where did I put it?
Possibly.
It's right there. Okay. Jennifer Jones' theme, Imagine Rotary. She did take it from John Lennon's song, but she was really thinking that we have done so much good work in the world, but we can do more. Imagine what we can do. So, at our district conference, this is a limited print that Darren Jones painted. He made it much bigger than this, the original one. But he is an artist in Chicago and is Jennifer Jones' brother. And I don't know if you can tell, that's the theme tie this year. In fact, Ed's got one on too. And I think Tim's got one too. So this is a print. This is number 224 out of 600. Jennifer sent this to each of the district governors for this year. And she wants us to raise money with it. And so at our district conference, John Germ, who's a past Rotary International president, he lives in Chattanooga, he was the president in 1617, he's going to be auctioning this off. And I can tell you, I know Jennifer said that the value just of the print itself is about $800. It's going to go for a lot more than that. So he's going to do that that night. He's also going to auction off one other thing. You just got your new Rotarian magazine with a picture of Jennifer on the cover. She has a few extra copies. She's going to autograph one and send it to me. I'm going to get that also framed, and John Germ is also going to auction that off with the proceeds going to the foundation that night. So we're excited about that. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But anyway, best wishes for this year. Thank you very much.